Okay, so this is just our meeting, and I'm just gonna kind of talk and record it for anybody who missed it. So I did have, first of all, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it, seriously. And a bonus thanks to everybody who helped design. There's really a lot of designing going on. Oh my gosh. So we have raffle and gift cards, and I think you got a gift card, right?
I did.
I think so. You were one, and Marissa got a gift card, right? And Heather, right? Is that right? I think so.
Yeah. Probably. Awesome. Hey.
Okay, and Heather's not here. Ruth
Thank you.
and Marissa.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And then anybody who responded to me, I put a raffle into the little thing for you. And anybody else anybody here gets to put one into the raffle. So you people not here, you don't get in the raffle today. Sorry. Okay. And we'll pull one raffle thing tonight and then do one tomorrow and the rest on Thursday.
Perfect.
So just to kind of make it fun, because this is all so overwhelming, you know. All right, and let me see. Am I forgetting anything? No. Okay, so when you have time, look over the assignments and make sure that you're able to be. In fact, I will email out the assignments also, so you can check as you go, and that way you'll know, okay, next week I'm doing this. I should probably look and see if there's a tutorial, and if there's not, either you can, say, hey, if you have time, put together a tutorial, and I'll do my best to do it, or we can get together or something else. But we'll try our best to make sure everybody knows what they're doing before they walk in to actually do it on film for the next 80 years. Right? I gotta stop telling myself that. I get freaked out. So the timing, like we said, each day they want us to try and do every face between 5 and 7 minutes. That's not realistic for certain ones. Especially Rafiki and Scar, the two most difficult ones. Those are going to take a little bit more time. We'll just do what we can do. I mean, there's only so much that we have power over, but we're going to try. We're going to try and do it fast. We've tried to make these easy. I'll try and give you tips as we go on ways to make it stay fast and easy, but still look really good. I still need somebody to help me on the 16th. Emma's the only one right now doing it. I'd really like to be at her birthday. Emma's a teenager. I don't want to leave the whole thing for her. It's only 5 characters, so it's not a huge job. It's just I need an adult there,
Right.
and I do need her to have some help. So that would be amazing. I also really need one more person on the 19th.
Nope, it's a Friday. Okay. Sorry.
And on the 23rd and 24th, we really need everybody. I know that's really hard, but those are the 2 days we have the entire cast. And so I just don't know
Ooh, maybe I can do
how
some
we'll do
shows
it if
from
we
that.
can.
Where is that? Do you want a piece of paper? Oh, thank you. Yes, I do.
So that's the end of the business, the unpleasant business. And so I totally get, as we talked about before, but I want to make sure the people on the video know that we all understand this is a lot. We're all overwhelmed. We all have kids on all directions and family and other jobs and everything. So be honest with me about what you can and can't do. I do understand, and yet I'm also a little stressed that certain ones are a little empty because they do need to get done. So anything you can do is most appreciated, and it's really important. So I just want to encourage everybody to just kind of help me make this happen, because I think it's going to be really good. I really do think it's going to be amazing. Okay, so I wanted to go through the basic looks of what we're going for. Tonight we're going to start with the, let me see if I can show this. We're going to start with the lionesses. The 2 groups that have the most kiddos in it is the lionesses and the hyenas. And so those are the 2 we're going to focus on tonight. And then we can break up into other stuff if we have time and if anybody is so inclined. So here's the basic lioness look. For all of the animals, all of the grassland animals, we're going for elegant. We're going for elegant, and we're going to have just a little bit of shiny on each one. Not like glitter shiny. It's this stuff called Lumiere powder. and it just, when the sun hits it, it'll just kind of glow. I want all of the grassland animals to just be stunning. And the lionesses, I really want to be very elegant and sweet. Then that is your basic lioness. From there, we have, this is Seraphina, who is Nala's mom. And so you'll see she's an older one, so she gets this little swirly thing just to make her feel special. I want every single kid to feel amazing and special. I want them to feel like they're the most gorgeous character in this show. I want them to love how they look. I think it's super important. These kids have worked really hard, and they're going to get a few seconds on screen each. I want those few seconds to be something they're proud of. So I've tried to make everything different and special in some way. So Seraphina gets that little droobly droo, and then Sarabi is Simba's mom. And she's gonna go, she's the queen. So she's got silver, and she's got these full little thingies, and so she's pretty shiny and regal looking. And then Nala, we've got young Nala and teen Nala, and they're almost the same. They're slightly different. I did the same thing with Simba, where they're just a little bit different as they age, as they get older. Here is our young Nala. It's a very simple look. She's got a little more white, so that for youth, you know, kind of. And then that one's not supposed to be white. I don't know why there's one. That's not right.
A robe.
Yeah. And then as a teenager, she's a little bit older. She has a little bit more of the dots, and it's a little bit more elegant. This one with the stripe, it's a little bit more kid, you know, or whatever. And then that's a little bit more elegant as she gets older. So that's kind of the overall look for the lionesses, and I'll show you some of the other looks later as we get to it. For the boy lions, Scar's a whole different ball of wax, and I'm not even going to pull him out. But he is not going to look elegant. He is not going to look lovely. He is going to look like Scar. And he's just going to look a little aged. He's going to look, and it worked really well. I thought she was super happy with how it looked on film.
Oh, good.
So she said that it was perfect because he didn't look like a little kid, but he didn't look made up either. So, and that's the thing is, if you're used to doing stage makeup, this is not as stagey. I mean, it is. It's way more than we would ever wear on a day, but it's a lot more blended and a lot less stagey than what we've done in the past. So here is Mufasa. Actually, that is that Mufasa? No, that's Simba. That's teen Simba. So Simba's on his way to Mufasaville. But and I'm hoping that on the very last scene we have enough time to put him into the full Mufasa. So here's full Mufasa, and here's our little actor in it. He's a very regal looking kid. And it looked really good out in the desert. So he's, you know, the hardest thing, his makeup is super easy except for these lines because they need to be the same on each side. And there's not a face in this world that is symmetrical.
Totally.
And then the lines down here are so deceptively difficult. So I have straight line things and rulers, and you know, we tried all sorts of. We found that putting dots first and like making lines with eyeliner and stuff was the easiest way to then erase it and redo it if we had to. But so that's the hardest. But that's the look. And they still weren't straight. And we just finally, and these boys too. But when you look at it, you don't notice that they're not straight so much.
Yeah.
You know, they're good enough. Yeah. You know, and that's what we want.
Move.
Totally.
The faces move,
Especially
right?
cheeks,
There's it's just the first time we did the makeup, she's like, oh, I love it, but it needs to be symmetrical. And it's like, all right, I'll do my best. I don't know. But see, here's our two Simbas. So this is young Simba look, just real fresh and young. So that's kind of our overall for the lions and the lionesses. And I'll show you real quick the hyenas before we get to work here. Let me see. Oh, and I was going to show you Zazu too. So Zazu's a little bit different. And Zazu's wearing a hat. So It actually, all of this needs to be a little lower
cool.
than it's drawn.
Okay.
But, so all of the animals will either have an animal, something that's reminiscent of that animal, either a part of the pattern that would be on the real animal, or an eye shape that would be a part of the real animal, or they're gonna have a very tribal look. So it's one or the other. In the tribal looks, we've tried to match the tribal with the animal as well. Like when I pull out Pumbaa, you know how Pumbaa has those big things?
Yeah.
Well, it's a part of the tribal marks. So it's not animally, but it kind of brings to mind that animal. So we really, that's what she wanted. She wanted it very tribal. And yet for like giraffes, it really looked best to put a little bit of the spots, you know, it just a little bit. And that really looked more elegant and than a full tribal kind of, you know. Some of the animals just, like gazelle too. Gazelle doesn't look right with just tribal, so
Right.
Gazelle is one of the more intricate ones, but it's very, very pretty, I think. So, all right, so that's the overall look we're going for. Timon and Pumbaa will be more character. They'll be a little bit more cartoony, and yet they're still tribal. But they will not have any sparkle. They're going to be very straightforward.
Okay.
The hyenas, no sparkle. And they are the ones that it's least important to have perfect. You know, they can kind of look like they put their own makeup on in a way. I still want them to look uniform and still want the kids to feel good about it, but they're hyenas, so they don't have to be as perfect. Like I said, I really, in general, want the focus to be on the grassland creatures, especially for that first scene in the movie. I don't know if anybody's ever seen this live in the theater, but when you go to a live performance of this, it starts with all of the animals coming from the back of the theater, so like where the seats are. So you've got this big rhino coming through, and you've got this big, the giraffe and everything, and it's just overwhelming. It's so beautiful and amazing, and the birds and they just have all these amazing things going on. So you start this show with just this feeling, and that's what I really would like it to be when they look at these animals. When they look at these animal pods, I would like the very first scene to just be like, wow, you know. So that's why we're just going to do not like glitter sparkle, but just this little bit of luminescent. So when they're in the sun, it just is really, really pretty and shiny. So, okay, I think that's all the business. So I'm going to stop the video if that is true. Let me make sure. Oh, I'll cover really quick the basics of the brushes and hygiene. Most people know this, but like we said, in between people for the cream makeup, we need to dip it in the alcohol each time before putting more cream makeup on another child.
Okay.
That way it just gets rid of the nasties. And use the paper towels, use them to dry things off, use them to get excess off, use them to wipe your hands, use them for whatever we need to use them. I bought them at Costco, so we've got a lot. Use them as much as you can. And then when we're doing the kids, we have to wear masks and we have to wear gloves. The gloves are a pain in the neck. I have them here in case you want to practice with them, but they're awful. You don't have to wear them here. And as we're doing makeup on each other too, we'll discuss use of masks and whatever people are comfortable with. But with the kids, we always have to wear them. So that is really important.
Make sure the kids have.
Well, I have said over and over, they've got to have foundation. We only have like 5 shades of foundation,
Well,
and
I'd
only
say-
a partial
I'd
thing
say
in
all
each
those
one.
kids we did in the desert, like 1 or 2 of them had on foundation.
Right, and that takes a
Oh,
lot of
I
time.
need foundation. Oh, good.
The foundation by itself takes 3 or 4 minutes
Yeah.
just to get on.
And if
It
you don't
takes a
have it on,
lot
you
of
can't
time.
blend anything
You
on
can't
face.
blend anything else, and it won't stay without the foundation. So it's super important. If kids come without foundation, don't be afraid to very gently but firmly chastise them. You know, make sure you have it. I can't do your makeup as well when you're not wearing it and we don't have time to put it on. You know, if you do have to put it on a child, don't worry about the whole face. Get this area, this front area, or the area like for the peacocks it's only this side that has the foundation. So if you can find one that's close enough to their skin that it's not going to look ridiculous,
Right.
Just do the area that it's going to be.
And maybe another whole cast email from Deb to remind everybody.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there's so many things coming
There's
out that I'm
so
sure. I mean, there's
many
the costume and
things.
the undergarments and all that stuff. I'm
I
sure there are
know.
parents who are having
That's
to
a good
go
idea.
down
Will
on
you
them
help me
later.
remember to ask
I
for a
think
reminder?
Some of the kids come with like really heavy eyeliner.
Well, because I said in the makeup email.
Yeah, and it's okay for most of them to already have the eyeliner.
But like
So-
hyenas, you go over the eyes and that smudges. Like some of them will use really smudgy.
Well, let's take that case by case basis. If we have that problem, we'll talk to the kids. Say you can put just a little bit less or whatever. But hopefully the kids. The other thing, help me remember this again. I need you. You're my brain. We need to make sure they bring their own eyeliner too. It is not okay for people to be using each other's eyeliner at
And
all.
mascara too, right?
And mascara and foundation
You
and
need
lips
that non-coat.
and the lipstick.
Right.
It's really important. We can't be.
And what are we asking them to wear for lipstick? Is it like
It's
It's not a
clear?
specific shade.
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's a
That's right.
specific
Okay.
shade that is matching. So
Yeah.
she wanted this one shade of the Ben Nye, but it's really expensive and it goes really fast. So we went to Walmart and found one that matched. That was $5. All right.
I bought it at Target and it
Yeah.
was like $7, $6.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it was.
Yeah, so it was one that was reasonable and it's neutral enough,
Yeah.
you know, that it'll look good on everybody. And so there's I think Pumbaa and Scar. I think I'm going to add some brown to their lips, but that's about it. Everybody
Okay.
else is going to be the same. All right, that's it for the business. Mwah. Thank you all for listening, and please contact me with any issues or problems so we can problem solve. It's really hard for me when people ghost me, so just get in touch with me. Let me know what the problem is or if there's a problem. Kara reiterated to me that everybody's supposed to be doing 25 hours. I think most of us are going to end up doing more than that. But we need to make sure that everybody's in it. Every time that somebody doesn't come, it means someone else has to do more. So I'm just going to trust everybody to know what their limits are and be in communication with me about that. Okay? Love y'all. Bye.